Cruise news time, and wow, this is it's a big day. It's a big day for cruising. Major updates coming from the CDC. We've got updates about an electric cruise ship and updates from Disney. Cruise news. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news updates. And well, yesterday the CDC dropped the travel warning for cruising. After being in place for 2 years, there is no longer a travel warning issued by the CDC saying don't go cruising. They're leaving it up to the risk assessment of the passenger. The CDC recognizing the hard work that the cruise industry has done during the shutdown to establish protocols and procedures to keep people safe on cruise ships or to help people if they do test positive for the virus. And now the CDC said, okay, we're out. CDC still has the voluntary program for tracking cases on cruise ships. That's an optional program, but most of the major cruise lines, cruise ships operating here in the U.S. have joined that program, so there still will be weekly reporting. And I've already seen some of the numbers for this week's report. Should be interesting. Make sure you stay tuned for that on Sunday. Let's just take a moment. March 2020, the virus was sweeping across the globe and it started to hit cruise ships. There was a moment in time where the president asked the cruise lines to stop cruising, and that began the cruise shutdown. And then the travel warnings came and the no-sell orders and the conditional sell orders. And we went for 18 months without cruising in the U.S. as we battled back this virus. And we've seen great progress. And we've all been on that journey together, all of us eyeing the future, wondering when things would normalize a little bit. And this is certainly a big first step in getting back to a normalized cruising future. CDC stepping back, recognizing that the cruise industry should have the same shot as all these other businesses operating in the U.S. To do their best and to adjust when things go poorly and not have that oversight. I'm excited about it because I think the removal of the warning will bring more people back to cruising, and at the end of the day, that's what we need to keep the industry strong, is more people coming back on cruise ships. Obviously, there's still a lot of things going on that are preventing people from cruising. Testing, vaccination, sometimes masking. And along those fronts, we've seen masking come and go. I haven't really seen any cruise lines indicate that they're going to be doing away with pre-cruise testing or vaccine requirements. But again, everything happens a little slowly when it comes to removing restrictions. And so this dropping of the travel warning from the CDC, that's a big one out of the way. So I think we'll see more people on cruise ships. Capacity's already increasing. There's still going to be cases on board, right? I think, let me say that loud and clear. We're living in a world where cases are everywhere, and there's definitely going to be cases on cruise ships. And sometimes there's going to be more cases, sometimes there's going to be less cases, and the cruise lines will have to adjust to doing business that way. So yeah, new normal, old normal, whatever you want to call it, we're moving into a new time in cruising, and it'll be interesting to see how it happens. But it is interesting. Like, it gives me a moment of reflection to think about the last 2 years and think about you guys, think about this show, and it's interesting bookend maybe. I don't know. It's not that hard of a bookend, but it's definitely a marker in time to reflect on. So there's that. And I'm not trying to be too in my head about it, but interesting stuff. Cruise news story number 2. There is an electric cruise ship, a fully electric cruise ship. One of the biggest challenges that's thrown at cruising from critics sometimes is their environmental footprint, their environmental policies. And so now we have a fully electric cruise ship coming into service in China. So this first all-electric cruise ship has been named the Yangtze River Three Gorges 1. It's 100 meters long, it's 16 meters wide, and it can carry up to 1,300 passengers. Travel for 100 kilometers on a single charge, and it will save 530 metric tons of fuel. So anybody who wants bonus points in the comments, if you want to convert that to feet and gallons, that would be interesting. This all-electric cruise ship is the output of a collaboration between the Chinese Yangtze Power Company and the Hubei Three Gorges Tourism Group. And this is really their first foray into all-electric cruising. The goal is to develop all-electric marine vehicles for traverse up the Yangtze River with charging points all along the way. I'm becoming super fascinated by electric vehicles. They're becoming more pervasive especially in the auto space here in the US. I like the idea of having an alternate to fossil fuels. It'd be very cool if we could see some more of this in the cruise space. This seems more like river cruising. Like, I don't know how they would apply this to big ocean cruising, if it's even possible. But we do have some hybrid ocean cruising, like Hurtigruten. Their new expedition has some hybrid electric stuff going on. So it'll be interesting to see over the next few years how penetrating electric becomes in propulsion for cruise vessels, marine vessels. It's pretty cool. Anybody have an electric car out there? What's your experience? Do you have to find a charging station? I'm curious about it. Any electric car recommendations, leave a comment below. Now, I do have a couple big stories about Disney, but before I get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. 2 Disney stories. Picked a great day to record outside, huh? I guess they're grinding up tree branches over there. Holy moly. All right, here we go. 2 Disney stories, one about the Disney Wish and one about being able to get right in Mickey Mouse's face. I mean, not close enough to, well, never mind, but right in Mickey Mouse's face. The first story is the Disney Wish has completed her conveyance. Now, the conveyance for the Disney Wish, it worked like this. A Disney Wish being built at the Meyer Werft shipyard there in Papenburg, Germany. She left the shipyard there in Papenburg. She jumped on the river Ems and she went up the river. She went up the river 32 kilometers to another wet dock where she would be completed. All the final touches put on the Disney Wish. Again, conveyance is a huge part of the shipbuilding process and now gone from the main shipyard to her final destination before she goes out for her sea trials. So it's a big deal. It's an exciting time. This is going to be the first Disney ship in 10 years. And so I know there's a lot of folks that are already booked on the Disney Wish and very excited to see Disney Wish come into service later this year. Now let me tell you about what's changed at Disney where you can be right in. Hold on. This is crazy. Okay, the Mickey Mouse in-your-face story. One of the weirdest aspects of my cruise on the Disney Dream was the character meet and greets. Had to wear a mask indoors still at that point in cruising, and then you couldn't even get close to the characters. Like, it was cool to meet Goofy, but he's 50 feet away. What's going on here? Well, now there's been a big announcement that coming back to Disney theme parks, Disneyland, Disney World here in the United States, you'll be able to get up and close with the Disney characters again. We're already doing it at Disneyland Paris, and so now it's coming to the Disneyland parks here in the US. It would not surprise me if it comes back to cruise ships. Do you love the meet and greet? Have you ever met a Disney character? Is that exciting or what? Boom, that is your cruise news. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Look, you got to hit the like button. If you do not hit the like button, I'll be forced to punish you, and your punishment will be this. The CDC is going to put a travel warning on you, just your family. You don't want that. That's extra hassle. And also, did you see the Marvel Day at Sea? Are you curious as to what that is? Watch this video next. My name's Tony for Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.